divine. We open ourselves to feel grace. To know that no matter what circumstance we face, we can open our mind and our heart to know that we are always and in all ways led, guided, directed, and held when the shadows fall around and the day disappears without a trace, and the blackness of night falls down. I call on grace, grace, grace. When the lonely is too much to bear, and the world feels like a cage, and nothing is easy or fair, I call on grace, grace, grace. This life will make you wonder the meaning of it all, and it feels just like you're going under when you fall to the hands of hope, the hands of grace, the hands of peaceful grace, grace. At the bottom of autumn's way, when the trees shed their leaves, leaving space, when emptiness frees up the space, we can call on grace, grace, grace. And it's life can make you wonder the meaning of it all, and it feels just like you're going under when you fall into the hands of hope, the hands of faith, the hands of peaceful grace, when the shadows fall around and the day disappears without a trace, when the blackness of night drops down, I call on grace, 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 calling on grace, grace, grace. I just continue to be with that for just a minute. Just breathe into that space. A space of grace. Breathe in with me right now. Let's do that a couple more times. Breathe it in. I accept this goodness. Once more, we're going to release it audibly. Calling on grace. Thank you for going there with me into that sweet space of grace, that sweet space of an awareness. We might want to bring those lights back up. People going to nod off if we don't. Goodness. I was feeling that. It's good to be back with you all. It's good to be here. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, the Reverend Dale Worley is my brother from another mother. And I always tell people my mom and dad gave me 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and then I claim them, and I claim 3 more, of which he is one. We're family, so it's my honor to be here in his place today, although no one can take his place. We know that. If you haven't met him yet, come back. You need to experience Mr. Dale Worley. Whew, Jimmy Dale. So I'm riding high off of a retreat last weekend. I'm riding high off life, really. Who am I kidding? Life is blessed and wonderful. My life is so wonderful. But I had a wonderful opportunity last weekend to take a group of folks that I've been working with for 2 years up to the mountains of North Carolina on a retreat that was a culminating event for 2 years worth of in-depth mastery level study. We had a class. I have a class that I teach called Living in Solution, and people drive in. Since 2010. First time ever a group just said, no, we're not leaving. So I created another class for them called Living in Solution Plus. I didn't know what to call it. I was like, put a plus on it. I don't know. So we took that stuff deeper, this stuff of living spiritually aware. We were living the best of our ability in this place of spiritual mastery. And what struck me so profoundly last weekend is that as we had 3 hours that disappeared like that, worth of conversation opening us up on Saturday morning, that just evaporated. This time just evaporated. And what struck me most was the profound beginner's mind in these master level students. These people who've been living and breathing teaching of new thought and actually welcoming in all faith traditions and the perennial philosophies that weave us together and just really digging their heels in deep to study. Yet here they were, open and receptive as a first-year student, as a brand new student. They were so hungry to learn and to grow. And it was so profound to me. I thought, how often do we get to this place where we're like, oh, I've taken that class. No, that's not for me. Are you kidding? I took that in my first year at Unity. I don't know. I don't need that. Honey, let me tell you something. The books are going to rewrite themselves. The class is going to reteach itself. It didn't prosperity book up on a shelf. I would take that class tomorrow. I've taken it 1,000,000 times, maybe not 1,000,000, a lot. I've taught it a lot. I would still take it right now because I know that I'll get something new out of it. But why? Because I look at life with a beginner's mind. I choose to do that. That doesn't make me better than anybody else. It's just a choice I made. We can all make that choice every single day. If we want to live in spiritual mastery, spiritual maturity also could be called, then it requires beginner's mind. Because otherwise, you stop right in that beginning. You know what I'm talking about, that beginning phase of spiritual awakening where you go, someone says, "Achoo," and you go, "Oh, what's in your consciousness?" You're getting a little sniffle. "Oh, you got a headache." You know, Louise Hay says that's too much congestion going on right here.
Heal Your Life. This book right here. Now, let me tell you, I love that book. If you haven't heard of it, if you don't know who Louise Hay is, look her up. The woman made her life work around finding the probable problem thought that creates, because as you believe, it's done unto you as you believe, right? And a belief is just a thought you think a lot. So if you have a thought that is not in alignment with divine truth, the divine truth of your being, that you're a whole, perfect, and complete, made in the image and likeness of the one. If you're not in alignment with that, you're having a problem thought that I just got too much going on, or I'm too overwhelmed, or I don't know if I can trust this situation. You name it. You have one of those problem thoughts, then it tends to show up in our experience. It is done unto us as we believe. It shows up most often as the two best teachers, our bodies and our relationships, right? So we need to keep this temple clean, all of it, including this part. This is what I think you need to do. Because last time I was going through what you're going through, this is what helped me. No. Did he ask me? No. That's getting over that, right? We've all experienced those things, and I'm not making light of it because life can be a little hard sometimes, like that song by Amy Steinberg. You know, when things feel dark and they feel heavy and you're like, I can't take anything else right now. I get it. And as I was singing it, I was thinking, what was I thinking? This is a song that makes me think about my mom, and she just passed away. I'm about to lose it, about lost it in the middle of the song, but that's okay, right? Because life happens. Life happens, and we do ourselves a disservice. It's not spiritual to pretend nothing's happening, to pretend we don't have a feeling that hurts, to pretend that we don't have a situation where someone did something that didn't feel good. I'm not saying to skate over that and pretend that doesn't happen. What I'm suggesting is that if we want to move out of that stage one of consciousness, that we have to understand and be willing to step into divine truth, which is life is not happening to me. It's happening for me and through me. So I helped myself get around that wanting to blame and wanting to resent. A woman literally leave my church, my first church. I was so sad. I missed her. I missed her so much. And I reached out a couple times, but I didn't hear anything back. Turned out I didn't have her right email. So she wasn't getting my message. She thought, boy, they really cared about me. She had shoulder surgery. And I didn't know. She didn't let anyone know. And she left the church because she thought no one cared. And other people to get this was to stop asking, why? Why is this happening to me? Why don't they care? Why didn't they do better? Why didn't they do that? And start asking what? What is the blessing in this for me? What is in this for me to learn? What is in this for me to forgive? What is in this for me to release? Going back to our reading today, as I let go, peace washes over me. With an open heart and a clear mind, I move forward, open to infinite possibilities. You see, because until we cleanse, I like that you brought that up earlier this morning, Kevin, cleanse the lens of our perception, as Remy says, until we cleanse the vessel that we are moving through life in, we can't move on. We can't open up. As the song, again, that referencing that grace song where it talks about the leaves falling from the trees, leaving space. When we let go of things, we create space for better, for more in our lives, more love, more abundance, more health, more joy. So this moving from it's happening to me to it's happening for me, and then we start to realize, wait, it's happening for me and through me. And through me. One of my favorite alarm songs on my phone is Sarah McLachlan singing the prayer of St. Francis, Lord, make me a vessel of your peace, right? Make me a vessel of peace. Make me a vessel of good. Let people be lifted up when I walk into a room. I want that to be my prayer, yes? Yes, we have people like that in this room, and I was going to talk about one of them before I even knew she was going to be here today. So, we have an angel amongst us, and I hope she's not shy or anything, but Lucy Bell Farms is in the house. She's like, oh my gosh, she's not saying that. So my new friend Sarah, y'all don't have to know who it is. I'm looking over here. Y'all don't even know she's over there. All right, so my new friend Sarah, I met a friend of hers, right? And she's telling me all these stories. where she got the Midas touch. Everywhere she goes, I'm blessing you, I'm blessing you, I'm blessing you. Right? And just the uncanny, it's awesome how he knows when to pick up the phone and say, hey, sis, how's it going? And I'm like, this happened, and I need to talk, and we pray about it. And he's like, let's do that. These people, we are those people, like the song that I opened up with. We're the ones that we're waiting for. Thank you for being a vessel of divine love. Thank you, thank you. I look forward to coming here because you're filled with vessels, because we all are that, you see. But we are it to the degree that we own it. To the degree that we say, yes, make me a vessel for your love, for your peace, for your joy. But we can't do that when we're saying, that was wrong what they did. I can't believe that they said that. I can't believe when we're holding on and harboring those resentments. I describe it like it's a person, and all those resentments and things we can't forgive and can't let go of are right here, and I'm holding the person by the neck, and I'm taking that person, I'm dragging it right here. I'm going to introduce you, because this was at 5 years old, and this over here was at 17, and this right here, that was just last year. No, I'm not letting it go. It's mine. You can't have it. First time I took the 4T Prosperity Program, the teacher caught me with my hand on the door leaving at break because she dared to say we were going to dive into forgiveness. And I was like, you don't know. You don't know what happened to me. How dare you? How dare you think that you can tell me I need to forgive those so-and-so? Not doing it. The words that changed my life.